What you do is you just peel off that top layer, and it gives you that nice, really well done onion on the inside. Very sweet taste, dipping inside of that almond-based sauce. So much fun. Today we're in Valls at the Gran Festa de la Calçotada, a winter barbecue that should not be missed. I'll be taking you around, showing you what the festival is all about, and giving you some tips to make the most out of your time here. If you come visit Barcelona and Catalonia during those first months of the year, one of the things that you're going to want to do is that calçotada, which is a big barbecue, not only eating the calçots, but also some meat, bread with tomato, and just a big gathering together. The big thing about it is it's all about community, gathering and bringing people together, one of the big things that is pretty common across many of these Catalan traditions. So something you don't want to miss out on. Tip number one is to get here early, especially if you're coming from outside in places like Barcelona. It's going to take you about an hour to get over here, but what you want to get here early for is to beat the rush and be able to find those parking spots. And you're only going to have to walk about 10-15 minutes to get into the center. The activities don't get kicked off until about 10 in the morning. We left a little bit earlier, around 8, got here at 9, had time for a coffee, get everything ready before everything got started. Tip number 2 is if you're taking public transportation, know that there's really only one train that comes directly to Valls, and it leaves at 7 in the morning from Barcelona. You've got other options that are buses that leave around that same time as well. You're gonna be getting in here early, but it's definitely worth it. Valls is the capital of Calçots, and that's why we've got the tradition and the festival over here. It's been going on for over a century. When a citizen from the city named decided to start roasting some onions. It had a great taste. Right behind me you can see the idea of how they grill and just char these onions. It's about 10 minutes that you need to leave those onions on, flipping them over a little bit and moving them around the fire. Tip number 3 is to have a light breakfast. You want to save a lot of room for those calçots if you plan on eating a lot. Or if you're only going to be here in Valls for a little bit of time, make sure you get a bocata de longaniza de Valls. The festival is divided into 4 spaces throughout the city, and if you're following my advice and got here early, your first stop should be the Plaza del Blat. And in the Plaza del Blat, they've got 2 different contests going on. One for the best calçots and the other for the best calçot sauce. For the contest for the best calçots, you've got about 12 different types. You've got the first, second, and third place prizes right here. You can see first place for this year, right here. A calçot should be about 2 inches wide, maybe about 13 centimeters long. Looks like it fits the bill. So one of the things that not a lot of people know about is how they actually make these calçots. And in total, it takes about a year of production for these things to be ready to be taken out. But because it is a much longer onion, what they do is plant them originally around November. And then in July, they're moving them to a different spot and then piling up that dirt and that soot a little bit higher so that it continues to grow and elongates. And they'll take them out at the end of the winter, and that's when you got calçot season. Probably January through beginning of April. You can get an idea here for what the calçots look like when they take them out of the ground. And the calçots that are grown around Valls and the surrounding area have a special quality. It's like a fine wine. You'll see the blue tag and a little ticket, and you'll know it's a quality calçot. And what you'll also have to try is the calçot salsa. It's made with toasted almonds, garlic, tomato, and then a red pepper. It's really good. You dip the calçots in, and then you eat them. Everybody's got their own recipes, but those are the basic ingredients. Tip number 4 is going to be to dress warm. You're going to be outside all day, and while the middle of the day we're going to see highs around 50, today the morning is really cold, and that's when all the big activities are going on, so make sure you bundle up. And at the Plaza del Oli, they've got calçots all day. They'll be preparing these calçots. You can see them on the grill just being charred all morning. You get that idea of the preparation. Hola, una pregunta. ¿Cuántos calçots fareu avui?
7.000 almenys.
7.000?
Sí, sí.
This is one of my favorite parts of the Calçotada. You've got smoke all over the place. The smell is just taking up the entire plaza, and you've got all sorts of calçots being made all day long. Oh, and by the way, I didn't mention this before, but while all of this is going on, there's a giant onion that's leading a parade around town. Tip number 5 is it's more than just calçots. Of course, that's going to be the main thing that everybody's over here for, but we've seen those salsas. You've also got some special croquettes made out of calçots and a lot of things based off of them.
Pa de calçot, amb llagonissa de calçot i la salsa de calçot. Tot de calçot.
What else could you try at a Calçot festival than calçots? The hot dog was really good, but what really got me was the croqueta made from calçots. I need to figure out a place where I can find these in Barcelona. But your options don't stop there. I got a little tapa that is butifarra, white Catalan sausage with calçot, and the sauce with a beer, €3. Move around, check out the town, but make sure you're back in El Pati before 1 o'clock. That's when the main event kicks off. And the one thing you don't want to miss while you're here, obviously you want to eat, but you want to make sure you see everybody else eat. There's an eating competition. 20 people are going to be competing to see who can eat the most calçots. And it's not just the number. Numbers are astronomical. You can get up to 200-300 calçots. But what they also do is they weigh the amount that you had at the beginning, because you don't eat the entire calçot, and how much is left at the end. And that's how they decide the winner. Right now they're calling up all the contestants, and there are some no-shows, but there is a waiting list. So they're calling up people from the crowd to join in. By the way, I'm so in for next year. So everyone's got 45 minutes to eat as many calçots as you can. Normally when you go over to a barbecue, they put them in packs of 25. You eat about 25, maybe double. But right now we're gonna try to get up into the hundreds. But with 45 minutes to eat the most calçots that you can, this really is a marathon. It's not a race. Just a few minutes in and some are already finishing up their first pack. So it looks like I was wrong. They're actually taking out packs of 50. Adrian, the reigning champion, is on his 4th pack already. We're just over the halfway mark. We've got about 18 minutes left. He's already going for 200 at the moment. We'll see how it keeps going. Just made the final 5-minute announcement here. Some people are already done, some are finishing up. It looks like there's not that many calçots left, so we'll see who wins. So that's it. We're gonna find out who the winner is here shortly.
Amb 221 calçots i un pes de 3.135, Adrià Wernin.
After watching everyone else devour those calçots, you're probably going to want some of your own. So let's head on over to the last spot where we've got an awesome tasting menu for just €12. And the last space you're going to want to come over to is going to be for lunch. If you haven't made one of those reservations, get on over to the parking lot at the Agricultural Cooperative, where for €12 you've got an entire bag of goodies, calçots, drinks, and everything. We've got 12 calçots already made. They did tell me that if you wanted to make your own meat, you could bring your own. You buy it somewhere else. You can put it on the grill over here and they'll have it for you, but we're just going with the 12 calçots. So we're not going for time. We're not in a hurry or anything, but my last and final tip is don't be afraid to get dirty. A calçotada should be something really messy. You've seen those charred onions all day. Get in there, take them off with your hands. Don't use gloves, even if they give them to you. Take it off, get in there, and really have a good time. It's only 12, a little bit short of that 200 plus that they had in the competition. Super good. Little bonus tip, despite the bibs, you should probably still wear some clothes you're not too worried about getting dirty. Get my practice in for next year.